Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And again, happy Tobago celebration. You know, I can't say Tobago Day, that was yesterday, but we continue these celebrations. So I want to remind you of your uniqueness as a Tobagonian. We're going to get into conversations this morning, and we start off by speaking with Inspector Kathlyn Sterling and Acting Inspector Joseph Jordan. We're talking this morning about online scams and fraud awareness. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, Adanna. Welcome to the listening viewers.
Good morning to you, Adanna. Welcome, Savannah. I appreciate us being here again. Welcome. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right, that's right. And you know, it's always a pleasure speaking with representatives from the TTPS as we go through the phases, and especially in this festive time as the topic lends to fraud, online scams and fraud, and the importance of people paying attention to what is happening. Because you've seen in the past where somebody, let's say for instance, they find a car on Facebook and they're going to meet up with this person to buy this car, and then they pay the money online, like a bank transfer online or something, and they go and it have no car, it have no person, it have the space just there, right? So we're gonna go through that type of conversation, how to identify a scam and a fraud awareness as it relates to shopping for Christmas, because shopping is heightened around this time of year. So let's get into that part of the conversation.
Right. So good morning. Before we go there, I would allow the inspector to give us a little update as what's taking place in Tobago.
Well, I know Adanna loved the Tobago, the updates on
Yes.
the crime in Tobago. So this morning, I see we're experiencing a decrease in SRC. We're at a good place at this moment. For the last 3 months, compared to the 2023, we have a decrease in the SRC for the month of October. From September, October, November, we have a decrease in SRC. But however, we've seen an increase in property crimes. So we're having a lot of break-ins and larcenies, where we're seeing a lot of televisions, brush cutters are being stolen. And however, these items are offered for sale and persons are buying. So you must be suspicious that someone come to sell you a brush cutter. They don't have a store. They sell and at the price they're giving you at. So you have to be aware. We've seen a lot of the items are being sold on the windward side of Tobago. A lot of items are being offered. So we asking persons, if you see items like these come to you, say something. Call someone and say something. We have this drug bust that was a plus for the Tobago police officers. They had dedicated workers. Yeah, for the past month we haven't gotten any violent crimes in terms of shootings and woundings. So we're hoping that we go through the year on that positive note.
All right. A few things in relation to what you're talking about there. I want to go to persons buying items that are being sold. First of all, it's not even new, I'm sure. If you go into somebody's premises and you take something belonging to them and you try to resell it, obviously it's something that is used. So you would have to kind of question where did they get this from, right? You were mentioning earlier that there's a reduction in SRC. Tell us, what is SRC?
Serious crimes. So we talk about house breaking and larceny. We talk about woundings. But we have violent crime, which is also serious crimes. We talk about the murders. We talk about the larcenies, and these offenses we call serious crimes. Those are our tower crime in Tobago is house breaking and larceny. So these are what we call our serious crime, which includes our property crimes also, right? So we've seen a 3% decrease in our serious crimes in comparison to 2023.
Right, and you know, I also want to talk a little bit about the drug bust. I know we speak about if you see something, say something and give the information. How did that, what led to that bust? What was the information that came forward? I mean, I know you can't divulge too much, but it's a big thing.
Well, as you said, you know, if you see something, say something, and that was a perfect example. If you see something, say something. But then I cannot divulge because then it wouldn't be if you see something.
Is it something that you were monitoring for a while, or is it, you know, a lucky break, or is it, how did it happen in that regard? Are you able to see?
I wouldn't be able to give you that information. But
All right.
the information that was gathered was successful.
Okay.
Yeah?
And in relation to creating an atmosphere in Tobago, as we going into the topic of online scams and fraud, how is the TTPS positioned to ensure that people remain safe during this season, especially when they are shopping? Are you going to do more public education in terms of telling people, keep your handbag under your arm? You know, what kind of public education are you going to put out there to ensure you support the public in terms of buying and selling during this Christmas season?
All right. So fundamentally, the Tobago Police Service continue to advise the public that they need to be aware of their surroundings and they need to secure their property as well as your personal items. That has been the mandate of the Tobago Police Service from inception. And the first line of protection is, as it relates to, is self-preservation. And you should not be in a position just giving away your money, giving away your things, because it comes right back to the issue that we are going to explore as it relates to online scam, online fraud. Now, many of us continue to be victim of advertisements on places such as Facebook Marketplace. As you started off the interview, you spoke to the matter of persons buying cars through advertisement, and that has been one of our sore points in the Tobago division, in particular reports coming to the fraud squad. The persons are seeing advertisements, they are communicating with the person via Facebook, WhatsApp, or most of these social media platforms, and they are just telling them, all right, go to the bank or to one of the MoneyGram, Western Union, and send her $5,000. And once you send it by this evening, later, the vehicle will come up on the boat. Then we go, and they would also send up the contract and all these things. And fundamentally, what we require is due diligence. Who are these people? Where are they registered? And we continue to advise members of the public, do not spend your money foolishly. Do the checks and balances, because a lot of people that is how they are making their living, by scamming or simply to robbing people. And when you do that now, you make a report, and only after that fact, you are hearing, well, I wasn't too sure, and I had and all these uncertainty comes up. But the fact is, you are $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 short when that could have been avoided.
Yeah, you know, due diligence really is very, very important. But let's talk about Facebook Marketplace, for instance, right? It's internationally known. A lot of people use it, and there are good transactions that take place there. And so people might feel, well, it's a good place. It's approved, accredited. So let me take a chance there. Let's say, for instance, you use Marketplace a couple times and you get through, the item is justifiable, the spending is justifiable, you actually have the product is viable. So you're good to go. And then take another chance.
Right. So, as I said, Facebook Marketplace is one of them. It reaches out to a large cross-section of the population or across the world. So a lot of people who have items for sale or products for sale would use that platform. However, it comes back to due diligence. You can look at the profile or the page profile, look at the history. Sometimes people would just appear. I mean, if you look at the history a few weeks ago, how credible are these people? A simple thing that is advised. Yes, let me keep with the car. You see this person or see these advertisements as relates to car sales. Ask around, you know about John Brown? You know anybody who got a car from John Brown? And 99% of the time, a lot of people would say, never heard about that person. But by that time, some of us already departed with our money. And we have to be mindful as to how, when, and where we spend our funds. Because a lot of these online transactions are basically instant, and they are communicating with you. They're always going to tell you, well, like, you sending money yet? Send it to this location. There's always a hustle. And from the time you see that is one of the inclination that you can pay attention to. That urgency for you to do that transaction. And lo and behold, as that transaction completes, the only communication you have with them, yeah, receive the funds, are organizing to send up the car or the item. And that does be the end of that. And they find themselves by the police station making a report because they did not do due diligence. Online transactions are convenient, but they are a lot of, it's easy for someone to be tricked or to be defrauded of their money. We speak about online, basically online fraud, and it have things like fake web pages coming up. Recently, we have had publications from the Republic Bank as well as the Police Service Credit Union, where there are similar looking pages, online pages that represents these established organizations. And when you do check it out, they are incorrect. So one of the things we are asking persons to do, look at the spelling of the websites. See if there are any unusual markings so that you do not get caught in these people and their foolishness and their fakery, because it is quite prevalent in Trinidad and Tobago and across the world.
And the key thing here, you keep saying, every example you give, it goes back to due diligence.
Yes.
Because you have to pay attention. I mean, I know especially around Christmas time, you want to get stuff in a hurry. It might be a last minute gift. It might be something you forgot, and your budget probably thin by that point in time. And then somebody comes up with a brand new something for 3/4 less than what you would pay for. So it's like a good, perfect deal. It must be divine intervention,
Right.
so I must buy it. But due diligence is missing, and this is what is you're repeatedly saying through this advice.
Yes, because we're seeing it's the Christmas season, and this is the time for the fraudsters to come out because the new persons have money to spend, gifts to buy. So, as the sergeant was saying, the police service is investigating the police service credit union. So if someone is so brave to go and do a web page similar to the TTPS and having persons sending their money, so that's why he said due diligence. Look at the web page carefully because it's very similar to the police service web page. Look at it, make calls because we have numbers, make calls before you just send your money carelessly about the place, and be mindful that it's Christmas time and persons are looking to scam you. So you just have to be very, very careful.
And that is important too, because I mean, if you have if you replicate a page, your fraud, your fake a page, as you rightfully said, the phone number. If you see 2 TTPS pages coming up on your Facebook, call a number that especially if you've done business with TTPS credit union before, and verify. You really have to do due diligence because this is the time of year where everybody hustling. Everybody's a hustler. All of a sudden, you see everybody have pimentos to sell. This one had that to sell. This one had that to sell. So you really have to do your due diligence.
But but in addition to that, let us play for what we see, because many of the items people are promising to send them, and I basically offensive larceny trick. There isn't anything to buy, so they tell you, well, send your money, I will send a vehicle for you, or I will send some toys because it's Christmas time. And the person don't have no store, they don't have anything, they're not into that business. So you spend your money for something that never existed. And that is one aspect of it. And there is also the aspect of some people might actually be into the business, but the they cannot satisfy your needs, but they take your money, and time and time again, they're only promising and promising. So the aspect of fraudulent conversion comes into play. So we still have to be mindful as to what we do, how we do it, and if the deal is too real or too good to be true, something is wrong. Because there are some expensive gadgets out there. You know, this is the Christmas time. Persons want an expensive iPhone and Samsung, and you see a website again, or somebody call you, you receive a message. Our phone might be usually $10,000, you could get it for $5,000. How? Something wrong. We have to do due diligence. And another interesting aspect, sometimes we always winning prizes and we ain't playing no game, no way.
That's the other thing.
We ain't played any game, but we're winning prizes. But then the follow up with that, you have to pay to collect your prize. I have received messages and I asked them, well, take out the money from the winnings and send the rest for me. We keep it simple. But we as human nature, we like things at the best price. We like deals. Not saying that all deals are not good, but we must be realistic in what we are doing and let us, as much as possible. If we want certain items, they are established entities you can go to. And even though you are doing online transaction, make sure the web pages are in alignment with the company. And I would go a step further. As much as we have the online concept, I still believe in making a phone call. Call the organization, the entity or the business, and ask them, are you selling so and so? Do you have it? At least have that formal communication, because many persons who make reports, they never had a conversation, well, verbal conversation. Most of it is over the phone, well, via online or WhatsApp messages.
And you know, in relation to just going off what a viewer is saying here online, in relation to the person who falls victim to this scam, or even persons buying things when they know a television set is $25,000 and somebody comes selling it to you for $2,500.
Inspect.
Right.
Receiving
What happens?
Right.
So
there's offense receiving stolen goods. So you are guilty by participating. So how could you, and as the inspector started off earlier, somebody come with a brush cutter, it ain't new, you clearly see it's used. Where you get it from? You ain't having a shop nowhere in your house, you ain't repairing anything, but you're selling it, but people are buying. And once again, it comes down to a deal. Because a brush cutter maybe 3,000, a man say, well, give me a little 15 now. Or some of them will go as far low as 500. And you swear you get a steal of a deal. And at the end of the day, the police knocking on your door because somebody brush cutter was stolen, and we understand you bought it.
So in that instance, there are two offenses that can be created: receiving stolen item and money laundering, right? So there are two offenses that can be created. So persons, we know when people come to us with items, you would have the intuition that something is wrong, this item is hot. Stay away from that item. Yeah?
Exactly. And this Yuletide season, who wants to be behind bars? Who wants to be a part of something, of course, that is not legit? Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do your due diligence. You have to ensure that whomever you are purchasing from, whether it is online or in person, that the product they are selling is legit. Do your due diligence. Yes, we all want a bargain. We all want to save some money because we want to buy as many items as possible with the budget we have. But we have to do our due diligence. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we return as we continue conversations with Inspector Kathlyn Sterling and Acting Inspector Joseph Jordan of the TTPS. We'll take a short break. In the meantime, help us to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back. We continue conversations this morning in studio as we continue speaking with Inspector Kathlyn Sterling and Acting Inspector Joseph Jordan of the TTPS. We left off earlier speaking about online scams and fraud, and we're going to continue that aspect of the conversation as we head on onto another aspect of fraudulent behavior with online shopping.
Excellent. Right. So as we continue, some tips we want to look at. As shoppers, we need to protect our credit cards. Many of us sometimes lend persons our credit card or give a partner or a family member use of a credit card, and sometimes when you receive your bill, you realize that you are seeing charges that you are not aware of. Sometimes we go on these websites and the credit cards the number is saved, or the credit card information is saved on these online platforms, and sometimes it opens a avenue for persons to fraudulently use your card. So be very careful how you use your credit cards as well as your debit and links card that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Additionally, persons when you are using the ATMs, try not to go in the night. Be very aware of your surroundings. Ensure that there are no unusual devices by the ATM machines. And of course, do not let anybody assist you doing anything. But there are always persons who make the mischief. They will put up a skimmer, card reader, and all these things, and they are wrong, and they realize that they're getting challenges to use your credit or your card. And suddenly this person, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, you're having some challenges. And this is how they steal your money. And sometimes they often target the elderly persons. So we have to add, we as the younger ones, when our elderly folks are out, go with them. Do not allow them to go out by themselves so that the old criminal and them could take advantage of the younger, of the elderly. So in addition, business people, this is the season. Sometime there will be an increase in your cash flow. Do not have a structure as it relates to you going to the bank to do deposits. Mix it up. If you need assistance, you can call the police. They would assist you in going to the bank, do your deposits. If you can, hire private security, armed security officers also assist in the fight against crime, because we do not want unfortunate instances coming around, especially during this festive season. So be mindful as to what you are doing, how you are doing it. Self-preservation. Take care of what belongs to you. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, and that is so true, because, sometimes, especially going to the ATM in the evening hours, evening, night hours, for me, even outside of Christmas, I'm very, very, vigilant when I'm, even if I'm going to take out $20, you have to be very cautious and be aware as to what is happening around you, because you never can tell. It's so sad that that's the times we live in now, but it is what it is, and we really have to pay attention to what is happening around us. You spoke about protecting your credit card and your debit card when shopping online. And I know some establishments, they ask, should we save your credit card details? What is your advice in terms of doing that type of transaction? And how do you determine if you actually want to use your credit card to shop online as opposed to going into a store? I know some people shop on international sites. So how do you balance between trying to get something from outside of Trinidad and Tobago and using your credit card for local payments and determining, should I save it on the platform?
Right. So social media, the internet, is basically a means of convenience. And when you purchase stuff on these, even the established and reputable entities, what you find happening, you may do a transaction and a pop-up may come asking if you want to save your information. Considering what is happening in our current space, I would say no. If every time you have to go and shop, put in information newly. Do not leave your information there, because you do not know who can access it. Because with mobile banking, a lot of people, all the information is on their phone. And if your phone is not locked, somebody can pick up your phone casually, go into it, conduct transactions. So you have to safeguard by using whatever biometrics, fingerprint, do the necessary things to protect your identity, your information. So in relation to the question, I would say, one, avoid public computers. Sometimes even in work. Don't use work computers to do those things. As much as possible, if you have your personal computer or laptop or your phone, use those means to do your transaction. When you use a computer or a laptop that is generally used by anyone, you're putting yourself at a greater risk. You have to be able to secure your items, right? And in the event that you are unfortunately caught up with these unfortunate instances, you can report it to the police. You can report it to the company or the agency. And in the case of fraudulent matters, you can report it at the Sherburne Road police station. That is where the fraud squad office is located. You can communicate with us via our fraud at ttps.gov.tt, as well as Tobago FS at ttps.gov.tt, and our contact number 639-8888, and we have the extension 1413914 155. So those are some of the contact numbers that you can reach out if you encounter any fraudulent activity. I want to ask persons and remind them that when you are doing these transactions, save the records. Whether it's online or you can have it printed, save it, because that is the evidence that would be required in order for us to investigate your matter. So save your stuff. Make sure that you have them in a secure place. You know, there are instances where some of the receipts tend to fade. Make a photocopy of it or scan it, send it. You can email it to yourself. Keep records whether the transactions are genuine or not. Keep records of your business transactions, so that in the event that you need to get, for example, a refund, you might have been fraudulently deceived. By you having that information, it would assist us in investigating and as well as protecting you and leaving that paper trail or that evidence for us to follow.
That's right.
So I want to add, what are we seeing happening now with debit card and credit card? Persons stealing your debit card, you leave it careless, person stealing it. They going into the establishment, now we have tapping. So you don't have to have the number you purchase, and you just tap and your money. So within a space of one night, we see someone lost $8,000 because they stole the credit card and the debit card and they max it out. I mean, some of us, we start not remembering, so we tend to maybe just write our number, you know, your debit card number, your credit card number on a piece of paper, and you have it in your wallet or something, and you lost your wallet. Within loss in your wallet, you lost your cash also. So we have to be very mindful and careful with securing our debit card and our credit card, especially in this Christmas season, because you know what will happen. You'll end up not having a Merry Christmas.
That's right, and we don't want that at all. We want, of course, to be vigilant and also to pay attention to our surroundings. Do your due diligence, as we spoke about in the first segment, and in this segment, of course, be aware of your surroundings and alert as you are conducting your Christmas shopping transactions. Don't lose your wallet. Don't write down your number on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere, because somebody might find it together with your wallet and max out your card. We don't want that. And talking about Christmas, the merry part of Christmas now, let's get into the Christmas concert, if we may. I know the TTPS usually hosts a beautiful Christmas concert, and so we want to talk about that at this point in time.
Yes. Let us bring some joyful cheers to the island of Trinidad, and the islands rather of Trinidad and Tobago, especially Tobago. So the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service will be having its annual variety concert on Saturday, 7th December at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. It is a free concert. It is hosted by the Commissioner and her executive, and we are inviting all to be part of it. That is where the Trinidad and Tobago Police Band showcase its talents. That show would be packed with our local skilled and talented personnel from within the police service, as well as some outside our partners that we have been working with over the years. So we want to invite the public. It is a free show. And those who would have remembered last year, I think somebody won a TV. Imagine you're coming to a free show and going home with items. Look out, this year, more will be in store. So I am inviting the general public to attend, come and enjoy the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service band. Come and enjoy the love, the giving back, the prosperity, the goodwill that will be entertained and explored during that wonderful night on Saturday, the 7th December 2024.
And what time is the concert starting?
It starts at 7 p.m.
Right, so it's absolutely free. And you mean last year you win a TV. I'm wondering if this year you might win a car. You never can tell. You don't know who the partners are. You don't know who the sponsors are. So maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe.
And of course, I mean, I know TTPS usually has a really, really, really good Christmas, especially the band. Oh my gosh, so amazing. You know, so it's something to do. If you're looking for something to do around this Christmas season, this is one good event to participate in. And there's another event as well.
Yes. So following that Saturday, on Sunday, we go to the East. And we want to invite personnel from the East to attend the community open air concert, which will be held at the Bloody Bay Road, at the hospital, at the Roxborough Hospital compound. And that show begins at 3 p.m. Once again, it is free to all. Dress casual, come and enjoy the police band. And this one, we are collaborating with the Tobago Regional Health Authority. And as we would have done last year, and we continue to thank them for bringing and supporting the police band in Tobago. So we really look forward to that partnership as we continue to enhance and embrace the citizens of Tobago. Sorry.
Absolutely. And you know, it's so wonderful to see. I mean, I know you, the TTPS especially, and other protective agencies work so hard throughout the year to ensure the safety of the people in this geographical space that we're in. And it's such a good thing to see that you can have fun. And of course, as an opportunity to give back to the communities. Because if you come here every Monday or whatever day you come here and you say, if you see something, say something, then let's show them that we also appreciate the information that comes in to help the TTPS, you know, in the fight against crime. So these concerts are taking place this weekend. All are invited. Remember, Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Is it 7 or 6?
7
p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Shore Park Complex, absolutely free of charge. Live entertainment and prizes to be won. And also on Sunday, the 8th, they move to the Roxborough Hospital compound there on the Bloody Bay Road in Roxborough. Absolutely free again, 3 p.m. All are invited to come out and celebrate with the TTPS as they spread joy throughout this Christmas season. We have to go for a break, ladies and gentlemen, a very short break before we come back with a little bit of information that you need to have as you continue viewing the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. In the meantime, help us to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.